Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So today's video we are going to discuss again the CloudFormation. Last time we have used directly CloudFormation GUI and then upload our template and then start deployment of our resources with the help of the code. But if you really want to be the DevOps engineer, then you should not be using the GUI that much. In fact, you always prefer to deploy your resources or deploy your work with the help of a terminal. So in this video, we will talk about how we can use different, you can say, solutions that will help us to deploy our solution on the AWS platform. So this is pretty much easy to configure if you are because as I have mentioned previously, you should be having very good understanding about AWS. So I'm pretty much sure you know how to create a role that is having a system administrator access, like fully functioning as system admin, having all the access, and you should be able to have access to your VS Code. So we are going to use VS Code for this particular deployment. I will be using the same resource, but along with that resource, we are going to use SAM packaging and SAM deployment. So SAM is serverless application management, and you can say we will be using SAM to package our transformation template, and then we can manage deployment with the help of SAM. So before going to that, let me tell you. So this was our template. In order to use SAM, we are using the bash script. So we will be having in total three files. One is our template, which you can see on my screen. Other one is I will be using SAM packaging that will help me to package all these particular template. So SAM package is taking this template and uploading on the S3 bucket. So basically it is generating the artifacts and those artifacts will be uploaded to the S3 bucket. So this is a pretty much quite a basic bash script you can see on my screen. So if you see, I'm just giving some naming convention here, packaging CloudFormation template for Amazon Connect EC2. And you can see I have to define vision, but if you don't define this vision information, you can pretty much be deploying your resources where you are actually connecting, or even if you're not going to define this vision, then when you're configuring your account and the VS Code, then you remember that when you are giving security and access key, along with that information, you are also providing the regional information as well. So if this particular solution not able to find the region information, so it get from there, and then based on that region, it will deploy resources on that particular region. So next thing is we have defined. So I'm defining region and bucket as a variable. All right. So I have already created a SC bucket in my environment. So either two ways. You can create directly a website from this platform as well. Like you can create an extra SC bucket in the resources and then use that SC bucket to upload your artifacts. But it is a recommended practice that you should be having a static SC bucket. We should not be having a keep on changing because we just want to have the record of all the artifacts in a one bucket. So that's why if that SD bucket is already created, we can prefer to use that one. So next step is these are just pretty much standard commands where we are using echoing using SD bucket, this is a bucket information, and this is a region. So then comes the SAM package. So it is checking the template file. I am giving the name of template file which I have just given over here, EC2YAML. So it will check everything inside the root directory. So right now, this is root directory means that if I am having my configuration inside this particular folder, then all the other files should be in the same folder. But for example, if you say like I want to have a template in a separate folder, you can just give the name and define it here like slash folder name slash whatever the file you want to name. And then we need to define the output template file. So basically, this will be the artifact of this EC2 YAML template, and now we are fetching the information of S3 bucket and using from the job where we have defined this information. So pretty much quite basic shell script. And then we have defined packaging completed, output plus like YAML. So when it's packaged completely, I will be getting this message. In other case, if there's some error or some validation issues, then we will be getting some error messages. So I have just tell you about the template. We are using the same template. Other than that, I have just used the template format version I've added, and I have also added description information in the launch simple instance, whatever information you want to give over here. So this description would be the description of the stack. The next thing is once you package your resources, Then there comes another step which is deploy the message. So deploy once again is pretty much a simple shell script. If you want me to create some videos on the shell scripting, please let me know. And I think I got some messages from different users that they want to understand YAML. Actually, that is very important language. If you see this one, if I am go to EC2, here you can see I'm using YAML language for my CloudFormation template, and I'm using shell scripting for my packaging and deployment. Okay, so I am going through your deploy message. So I have defined the region again. I have defined the S3 bucket again. I will be using the same S3 bucket, which I have used for the packaging artifacts. All right. So the deploy is using some different commands. So region will be again, it is calling AP Southeast 2. We have already defined that region. Then we are defining. So either way you can, I think it's duplicating. Right now I am using region AP Southeast 2. I have hard code this information here. Then the template file is again deploy stack to camel. So just notice this thing that with the packaging, I was using the one of the existing template which I have actually worked on. But with the deploy, it needs to be come from the package. Basically, here they're using the artifact of the CloudFormation template. Then comes the stack name. So last time you remember when I have deployed the stack with the help of GUI, it was using, I just need to give a name over there and it will start working on it. So you can define a stack name over here and as the bucket, which the bucket which you actually use to. So every stage has its own artifacts. So deploy will be uploading its artifact inside the same bucket. And what we are going separate is we are just creating this particular artifact with the name of the stack name along with the bucket name. So inside the bucket, if we create a folder with this name, so prefix means like from where the folder will be starting, the name of the folder. So we have to define tags. Tags are really important because you need to define some of the, you can say, um, from the billing perspective, from the source management perspective, we need to define tags. And here I've defined tags. For example, the name of this is, let me do this thing here as name is, all right. Environment is stored and billing customer is equal to. So I will just added these tags to explain you guys that we just in case if we see the bill, we will see, okay, so we actually, if you go to the billing portal, you can also use these tags to check, okay, so which resource is using which amount. All right, so that's pretty much it is. So once it's deployed successfully, I'll be getting a message, deployment complete successfully, and this is that. All right. So I'm in the same folder where I have placed all this configuration. And let me try to take both windows here. All right. So if you see in my screen, I am not having any stack. I have actually deleted the stack previously. So if you go in CloudFormation, you are not able to see any stack here, right? So it's just like it's a clean environment. And if you want to go to an EC2, I have created EC2 as well. But we are going to create a different EC2 here. If you go to EC2, I'm already having an EC2 running. So that name is Jenkins. So what I'm going to create a new one will be having a different name. Although I believe I am not setting anything from the description. All right. So let me go back to CloudFormation. All right. So first thing is I have actually executed this thing yesterday. So let me delete this file from here. Local crash. So it's clean. All right. So we will do ls. Right now I can see we will be having EC2 programmer, which is our template, package.sh and the sh in the same location. And I need to give chmod 600 to 647, I think. I will do permission wrong. But why with sh and the chmod. All right. So now we are going to start running this thing. Okay. So dot slash package dot sh. When I execute this command, it will be start. Okay, it is giving me the region information number one. So you can see package complete. Output is deployed or static. So there is an output we have received so far. This is the output artifact. Now we need to go to the deploy.sh and press enter. So as soon as I press enter, it start creating information change set to it is giving me some information. I will go through those messages in the next, but I really want to show you the experience of this thing. So it is giving me an option. Okay, so it is going to add this instance. If you want to proceed, yes. So as I press yes, it start working on that. And if you see on the right hand side, it is creating a stack. You have just noticed a stack is coming, right? If I open this one, so you will notice that there is a stack is coming. And if you notice, these other events are coming on the left hand side screen as well. It's although pretty much not obvious. It's better I should be creating. So here you can see that the resources completed successfully. All right. So I will first open in the GUI. Then I will let you know, okay, so what exactly happened. So here you can see that a stack is created successfully. This is the stack in which I have mentioned. And on the right hand side, you can see the events. So right now in the stack info, you can see I'm having a description in this time. I can see these events over there, resources. I have not used the GUI, but I was still able to create this Amazon Connect instance. So this is how it is. If I go to EC2 instance now, so you will be noticing that a new instance is now there. You can see that it's not there. All right, it's initializing. This is the type. So, but you can see that it is now running, and after some time it will be overrunning. So this is what exactly I want to show you guys. And okay, so before I will be end this lecture, I really want to explain this thing. All right. So when we did, so here I did package.sh. Let me maximize this one again. I'm not sure I'm going to zoom in or not. But anyway, let me go to this file. So here I did package.sh means I'm running this script. So it is has giving message packaging Cloudformation template for Amazon Connect, EC2 and Lambda sources. AWS region it is giving this name and a message it has covered. This message is coming from Sam and it is giving me an output. Okay, so the first tag to determine the output file, which is we have just seen over here. So what is inside the plus tag? So the plus tag is nothing. It is just a compiled version of the template which we have just given. So basically, it is just adding some of the packaging thing like so that it makes a complete perfect artifacts. It has added this SAM resource ID. This is done by SAM. So SAM is basically checking some of the evaluation check. It is just doing a thing. Everything is like from the deployment perspective, everything is okay. So if you see the output again, then we proceed to deploy to research. So when I do deploy to research, I was able to see, okay, so deploy description, vision, as the bucket information. As I have not defined this information over there, so that's why it is showing blank. All right. So deploying with the following values. You remember in the deploy.sh property, you see these are the information like stack name I have given over here. This is information which you can see there. Region, it's coming here. Confirm change set. Confirm change set means you have noticed over here I have to press Y. Okay. If I'm not pressing Y, it will not proceed. So it is basically asking a customer or a user to proceed with the deployment. If it's happy, then it's proceed. But just for your information, this is the very first topic or very first thing which I'm doing from the command line. But in the next video, I will be taking you guys to deploy the same solution with the help of CI/CD pipelines. If you go to CI/CD pipelines, then you will be noticing that we will avoid this particular confirm change set. Although we can give or we can control the same thing from the code build and code pipeline, but it is always recommended we should not be stopping something here, and we should be proceeding as much as possible. So we will be avoiding there. And the next thing is deploying S3 bucket where we are reporting the artifacts and capabilities. We have to add this capability role, parameter override. Right now we don't have given any parameters, so that's why it's not taking any parameter overrides. But in the new upcoming videos, we are going to make some changes. For example, I will be adding some environment variables. I will be adding some for example, I will be giving, okay, so we are going to use T2 micro, T2 small, whatever, and we can control these values with the help of parameters. And we also try to see if we can restrict the parameters as well. Like we can define, okay, so for example, I want my issue instance from this specific sets only. I don't want if someone put something else, it should not be accepted. We will do this together. Okay, so as soon as I press yes, not yes. Right now it's checking all the information. It is checking what is inside that particular template. So it has detected. We are going to add EC2 instance. So the type is over here. And replacement is means, for example, sometimes right now we are going to add the resources. That's why it is mentioned as NA because it doesn't exist. But just remember the same scenario. If right now I just um, for the same EC2. What happen if I change the T2 micro to T2 or T3 micro? Let's try to do this thing now. So I have just made that change. What exactly happened now? Right? Let me save this first. I will now go through this console and let me package first. So just know that I don't need to move the plus stack I will run because as soon as I run package or assets, it will override that file. So I have added this information. I will be getting a success shortly. Yep, it's fine. If you want to see, we will see in the later video. Then I have to do the plan research. It's taking the values. All right. So now you will be getting the resource is already there. We are just going to update some of the things. So you can see that I am getting a modification. It is on this particular resource, and the name of that resource is my instance. Replacement is conditional. So sometimes it is replacement required. The property which is a must, which is not changing the basic structure of the you can say EC2. What happened in that case? If there is a basic changes, then it's fine. But if something involved like this cannot be doable, then it just need to create a new resource. The same resource will be newly created, and then after the resource created, it will delete the existing one. So this is how basically this particular thing is going. So I need to press yes. I see what exactly happened here. So all the messages that you have seen in the Cloudformation event, all things are coming over here. So resource type is this. You can see it is user initiated and update in progress. What update? In instance, my instance, it is starting. And you can see that Cloudformation events from stack operations refresh every 5 seconds. So here you no need to do anything. It will be keep on refreshing on its own. So if this comes in, you can say event after 5 seconds, then it will be populating. This means if there's no event is coming right now, so that's why it means it's not showing any events. All right. So, all right, you can see that I have just received a message in green, update complete. All right. So successfully created and updated stack. All right. And I got a message. And if I go back over here, so now you will be noticing that here. So the type has changed from T2 micro to T3 micro. All right. Yeah, that's all about for today. And if you think that this lecture is important or give you some information, please consider subscribing. And in the next videos, we will talk about the parameters. And thank you so much for joining and have fun. Have a good day.